I'm going to give you guys this hypothetical situation, right? We're all three out trick-or-treating, right? Pretend we're just big children for whatever reason, we're trick-or-treating. Walking down the street, just having a good old time, bopping around and shit, joking. And we see a killer at the end of the street. This killer is one of two people. Jason Voorhees or the creeper known as Jeepers Creepers in the Jeepers Creepers movie. Who would you rather have to run from and hide from throughout the night? Jason. If you had to choose, and why?
You want to go first, Dr. Kaori?
Jason.
Why would you rather run from Jason?
First of all, I feel like if we're out on the street, we're near some buildings. I feel like I'm perfectly fine going through buildings. If it's a street that we know well, I think that would be to our advantage. I don't think I've ever actually seen Jason run. I don't remember.
In the 2011 one, he was like in a full sprint booking and shit in the woods.
Yeah, see,
one with with Padalecki in it.
I don't even remember that, but I feel like that one would be. And then, of course, if we run into other people, I can just push them in the way. Wow. But as for Jeepers Creepers,
remind me not to run with you.
Right. You're sacrificing niggas on the way out, being selfish as fuck.
I feel like I'm the first victim. You know me. Like, bro, get your slow ass.
I didn't say y'all. If we run into like some trick or treaters or some small children, I will throw them in the way.
The small.
Anyway.
What about the children?
Yeah, fuck them kids.
Jeepers Creepers, however, absolutely not. No, thank you. I'm okay.
Yeah, I think I'm in the same.
There's a flying cockroach.
Yeah, I would prefer. A flying cockroach is crazy.
I cannot.
I think it's a cockroach for real.
Yeah, the nigga can't die. He done survived some shit.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it'd be Jason as well. I'm not fucking with nothing that had got beheaded and then they took another nigga's head and used that as his own head.
Right,
yeah,
right.
Good. I'm good. I don't want to be stuck on no school bus and a nigga looking through the window and he wink at me and I'm looking like, did he wink at me? Did he wink at who? He winking at? Like, yeah. Cause you only gotta worry about that one night. So if I can survive, you know, even though that's a long night, bro, that's a long 24 hours, bro, to be running from a nigga like that. Did you see how bro was coming across that cornfield?
Right.
Exactly.
And
I will say though, in the benefit of the Jeepers Creepers one, literally at the end of the night, he's gonna like shut down. So like the moment you survive the night, he's shutting down for like 23 years and you good for another like 23 years.
I think I got a better chance at surviving Jason than him though, cause like, bruh, I can knock Jason back. Jason can be like, you know, delayed to an extent. But
Jason can't fly.
That too.
See, yeah.
I go give me a Southwest flight up out of here. I ain't gotta worry about nothing. You feel me? But yeah, fucking with Jason, I don't know, bruh. Bruh got that. Bruh, he slapped bruh open head off his body like.
Yeah, but he wanted to stay and fight. I'm not trying to do any of that. If you didn't really see me, it doesn't matter. I am John Cena in this bitch. I'm leaving.
See, that's my thing. Because I saw somebody had this debate, and I was like, you know what? I heard some good points being made. But when it does come to Jason and Jeepers Creepers, I don't want to deal with a nigga that has like a Batman utility belt. This nigga Jeepers Creepers is throwing bone shuriken across the field at fucking pinpoint accuracy to stop buses.
And he can drive.
It can drive. He had a whip that's fucking cracked out, can fly at 100 miles an hour. If we get in the car with Jason, you can get away for a little bit. You can dip off and be gone. Like he made sure he'll find you at some point. But if you stay on the road, you can survive that night. You just gotta hit a gas station for like a little second and keep going until the night over with. But Jeepers Creepers, bro, I'm not trying to have to worry about a nigga flying at 100 miles an hour. Even if you in the car, he may catch your ass. He got all kinds of weapons like axes, spears, shuriken, a whole car like this. The car is armored on top of that too. So it's
Bro got a layer.
Hold on, I have to help my mommy.
Yeah, go ahead.
Bro has a whole secret layer at that, like Batman. Fuck the utility belt. That nigga got a layer. Like, don't nobody else got no layer. This nigga got somewhere to go back to. Take your ass to the underground. Like, no.
Plus, I feel like I'd be more worried about the nigga killing me than the dude. Well, I'd be more worried about the dude that it doesn't just want to kill me, but wants to take like my eyes, my arms, like my body parts and shit. So he may not kill me right away. He may just like chop an arm off but let me live. and
Yeah, we
just
already
throw
seen
my shit
that
on
he
him.
holds people. We already seen that he likes to, you know, keep shit on ice. Like, look at when they went down there, it was still bodies and people alive, wrapped up in them little cocoons and shit. I'm like, yeah, I'm cool. I'm not fucking with no. I mean, they're both supernatural beings to an extent, but this nigga's extra supernatural. Like, I'm not
Yeah, bro.
No, I'm not dealing with nothing like that. And he not afraid of you. See, like Jason, too many people come, he gonna dip off and hide out real quick. You know, police come, you make a scene. Jeepers Creepers ain't running from nothing. He ain't running from nothing.
But I will say too, I think this all depends on the location. Because like Kaori said, if you're like in buildings and shit like that, okay, cool. We don't have to worry about Buddy flying too much, or we don't have to worry about a truck too much. At that point, maybe we can worry about Jeepers Creepers a little bit more. Because that takes off a lot of the two big things he has as far as the flying in the car.
But he has like a natural human demeanor though. So like you in the building, bro, can walk in that motherfucker with ease. Like he has a human demeanor. Unlike Jason, this nigga stank. The nigga look like he decaying and shit. All kind of like this nigga has a human demeanor. He probably walking that motherfucker like. Yeah,
he can get through first to a certain extent, but he still looked like a cockroach, like a bat roach in the face.
And he can climb buildings and shit on some gargoyle shit, so he gonna bust through a window. The average building has windows. This nigga busting through that.
So the question then it would be like, okay, what's your plan? And how would you want to survive? Like if we're in that situation, how would you try to survive that night? Because obviously we're not gonna try to bunker down nowhere. Because bunkering down ain't gonna get us too far either. These niggas, because unless we're in a literal like underground stone bunker, there's no way we're getting out of that shit. And even then, Jason may kick that shit in for real.
Me personally, my thing is, I think the best way to survive something like that is to stay on the move. I think once you stop or once you try to do the whole bunkering thing, that's when shit gets real. Now you're trapped. You feel me? Usually, the average killer then set some type of fake way perimeter around the building. You think you about to run out of certain exits or duck off, and this motherfucker done already, you know, surveyed the whole goddamn landscape damn near. They don't never really put that in the movies, but it's obvious that the killer has surveyed the landscape of which you're hiding out in, and it's a wrap. Like, they coming through cracks and shadows, and motherfuckers getting knocked off. So I think the best way to avoid being killed, and we got 24 hours to survive, is to stay on the move. I think if you stay on the move, you got a better opportunity. Opportunity. Because look at them. Once they got out the bus, they low-key had the odds for certain people to stay alive got better. But it just, they got out the bus and started screaming and franticking, and everybody just scattered out and ran wild. But I feel, just stay on the move, bro. I never believed in bunkering nowhere because niggas busting through walls. They got, like, fuck no. Then you gotta hit the lights. Then most places you go, you gotta hit the lights. I'm not about to be creeping through the shadows with a killer. Like, no. Fuck no.
What about you, Kara? What's the strategy for staying alive for 24 hours? Why either of them?
I think honestly the same thing. Like everybody wants to, let's go to that building and hide. No, don't do that. Especially like with Jason, I feel like you can definitely be on the move there. When it comes to Jeepers Creepers, I kind of do agree with the hiding. I guess it just like depends on where you're going. Because if you can break off from the group without necessarily being seen, or go in like a completely like opposite direction of somebody. So if everybody's going forward and you find like a way to circle back, I think that would be helpful too.
Yeah, well, because I mean, with Jeepers Creepers too, keep in mind her sister and her brother in the first movie they were on the move the whole time, and Buddy was still like hawking their ass down. I think they stopped at like a diner. That's probably what they fucked up. They stopped at like a diner to get gas and shit, and that's when they had the phone call with the lady and all that other good stuff. But they was on the move for the most part, and when they was on the move, Buddy literally hawked their ass down a couple times when they were in the whip or in different cars.
I feel like finding weapons is also a good idea too.
Yeah, I've never seen nobody suit up. Except for the farmer dude whose son got killed in part 2. I've never seen nobody like equip
I feel
themselves.
I feel like getting weapons any kind, especially something like with some reach, would do you well.
Right.
It's not gonna kill him, but it's gonna slow him down for a bit.
Yeah, you can delay it. We're not in space. We're not. That's not something we have to worry about.
I'm not talking about in space. I'm talking about like in the beginning of the movie where they had him locked up in the FBI bunkers or whatever else with all those agents on them, and then nigga got out and murdered a whole fucking base full of agents. They had fucking ARs and shit.
That's why I'm not trying to fight back. I'm staying on
That's
the go.
I'm not trying to fight back, but if you happen to get on me, if you happen to get on me, anything that I can get or use to slow you down for even a few steps, the steps add up.
Right.
So.
Because you need a fucking harpoon to stop this nigga creeper scrapers to get him like pinned down for a minute.
And he still ain't dead. That was just holding him.
Exactly.
Right. That was just holding him.
I need whatever guns they had in Jason Goes to Hell for real.
Man.
Because they blew that nigga sky high.
Yeah, he can handle it. But Jeepers Creepers though, I also with that dude, I would try to find some way to trap him. Because I've seen that you gotta, if you can find some way to like hold him down or trap him and let that time run out, you're straight. Like you just gotta be able to have something to
even
hold
if you
him down.
even if you can get one of the wings in a damaged state
because he doesn't have the same durability that Jason has. Jason's durability is like crazy. I think Russ just immortal, so like he just doesn't die, but like he's easily decapitated. You can injure him, all shit, but he's just immortal, like real life immortal. So it's just,
he'll regenerate. Like you said, he'll regenerate, but it'll take a little bit for him. Because Jason's fucking tank, bro. Well, because they did blow, because Jason Goes to Hell, they did blow him up with guns. I don't know if they were just regular guns or rocket launchers or what the fuck they had at the beginning of that movie. But he like really blew that man sky high to pieces in the beginning of that movie. Because they had like, I don't know if it was the FBI or the CIA, they had like set a trap for him and pulled him outside of the house and they lit his ass up and that's when he started possessing people and shit. Mm-hmm. I don't know, man.
I don't know. It'll be difficult for either one of them, like, but also
I think we dying for either way though.
Find something to do other than hunting me. What did I do? I was
right.
In my eyes, I think we die either way. I just feel like, who do I feel like I want to stay alive the longest with? I think we die either way.
Dying by a flying cockroach would actually be very upsetting for me. So,
okay. Y'all niggas going first. Y'all niggas going first.
Fuck no. Fuck no.
I know. I said I don't gotta be fast. I gotta be faster than both of y'all niggas.
Look, that's why I said, if there are any little children outside,
hell no.
They will be used.
I'm in the boat. I'm a part of the handicap and special need. We survived in the first movie. We died in the second movie. I'm Dewey, nigga. I'm Dewey, nigga. I don't die. I'm Dewey, nigga.
The hand is ridiculous.
I don't die until Scream 6, nigga. I'm Dewey, nigga.
Insane,
the hand is
insane.
I got nerve damage. You heard what he said.
I don't even think he's disabled in the actual movie, is he? I think that's just the scary movie one, right?
No,
he has a limp. Yeah, he has a limp.
And his Scream 4, 5, in Scream 3, 4, and 5, he has a limp.
In 2,
it went away though. I swear to God, when after him and Gail got married and 3 popped up, he popped out the bed. The nigga didn't have no disability. It went away in 3.
In 3,
and then it came back in 6. It came back in 6.
Well, hold on, because I feel like I just watched 3. He had it a little bit. He had a little bit in.
Bruh, a little bit. When that nigga hopped out the bed in 3, he was dead.
So he doesn't have it up here by his chest, but he does still hold it. He does still hold his arm.
That was the whole joke of the
but
scary
the
movie.
limp, limp though, I think the limp goes on and off in 3, but 3 is awful.
Yeah, 3 is one of the badly rated because they said they didn't keep nothing. Well, it wasn't really original. They used all the. It's bad, but I like the ending. I don't like the whole movie, but I like. I like
that was her brother. I also like because it was the trilogy that they gave him like the superpower thing. That's what I should have used in the argument, but he would have died too fast.
Really fucking fast.
That nigga definitely was getting his ass shot up and was like, She's like, the head, Dewey, the head.
Yeah, because you know when we were talking about it, and when we were talking about the scene that you were talking about with Michael, where he got shot out the window off the balcony and he was on the ground for a while.
Yeah.
And then when they shot him outside of the van and they looked back and he was gone. I was like, I could have used that. He just would have died too fast.
Yeah, Joel, I know you were there for that. We had a whole mock debate for the tournament shit where we were doing Michael Myers versus Ghostface, and she chose like.
I chose Billy and Stu. Yeah.
She chose like the first two. And I was
yeah,
like,
they were the best. Yeah, Billy and Stu were definitely.
I chose the first two. I was going to choose her brother, but he would have died too fast.
Yeah,
I'm like, they don't want no smoke with Mr. Mikael for real.
I ain't gonna lie though, his daughter, Billy's daughter, is a cold.
That's my girl.
Motherfuckers was hating on 6 and 7, but I was fucking with. 5 and 6. That motherfucker.
I hope 7 is okay because they pulled, or because Jenna Ortega pulled herself, and I think they might have to replace Sam too.
I don't.
Yeah.
I feel like
after the main character girl who plays Sam, I can't remember her name. After she showed her support for Palestine, I'm pretty sure, she quit. After she quit, Jenna Ortega said she wasn't doing it.
Damn.
I feel like it should have ended though with 6. I ain't even gonna lie.
It need to be over with now because I don't know how they just gonna recast both the leads.
And then Sydney is coming back for 7 too.
I thought she said it was over. That's why she wasn't in 6.
No, she just confirmed like a week or so ago that she was gonna be back for 7.
I wonder how that's gonna work. Yeah, of course, but she also was like she's done because they ended it with like she in 3 she ended up marrying the police dude. That's who her family is with. They don't never like show it when she comes back. She like, I got a family now. I gotta think about them. So that's why she was supposed to like be excluded from 6. But like,
yeah, literally she just confirmed like a week ago when they were talking about the release date for Scream 7. She said that she was coming back.
My thing is like, who the fuck coming now? Like, we just went through this whole little debacle. Sam she's not going. Like, they made it seem like at the end of 6 she was gonna like take up that mantle of being a killer, but she left the mask behind on the ground. So like,
yeah, she went with her and her sister went. Honestly, they could switch it and just have Mindy and Chad or Chase or wherever the fuck his name is.
Chad.
Yeah. Be the stars of that because the sisters went together so that Tara could go to college in New York. Mm-hmm. Like, so they could literally just do anything with anybody, really.
That's gonna be rough though, because you got them all being best friends, and then you just ended with I can't remember Jenna's character's name, but she had that whole romantic relationship with Buddy now too.
Yeah,
yeah. So I don't know.
They had to really intrigue me for 7 though, because I just don't see where we going with this now. Like, where we going with it now? Like, y'all pulled a rabbit out the hat with the whole Billy Loomis daughter. He had a baby when Sydney wasn't giving up them Goonies. He was hitting
what's his face? Matthew Lillard also was talking, and he was like, he would 100% love to come back as Stu because Stu's not dead. And I was like, don't pull this shit again. Y'all did that shit with Kirby.
Yeah, because
this man bled out and got killed with a fucking television. Don't pull this shit again. Y'all gonna piss me off.
Yeah, how the fuck is Stu still alive?
Y'all gonna piss me off.
Y'all in part 7, y'all even killed Little Bruh. In part 2, y'all even killed Little Bruh the same way y'all killed Stu. She's like, oh, I seen this in a movie once, and they threw the TV that they killed Stu with on Little Bruh.
I said, please don't do that shit because y'all ain't gonna do nothing but piss people off.
Yeah,
that makes no sense. Now, the one with Kirby makes sense because they never confirmed that Kirby died, and she didn't even sound or look dead. Like, he didn't do no kind of twisting of the knife or nothing. He literally just like left her to bleed out.
Hey, when they panned out and she was on that ground, that was a whole lot.
It was a lot of blood, but I felt that she was alive because when they were when Dewey was talking to what's her face, the cousin. And he was naming off people, and Kirby's name never came up. And I was like, I was like, I don't think Kirby's dead. I kept that for forever too. When they finally put her in, I was like, oh, I was right. So many years ago.
I think scrapped that. I ain't gonna lie. I just scrapped the movie. I don't need another one now.
Yeah, I don't. Like, I feel like we ended on a good note because y'all pulled a rabbit out the hat with the Billy Loomis daughter thing. Like, that was all right. We was like, where we going with this? Like, after the brother, he the one that started this whole debacle. So, like, what's the point of keeping it going? But I liked it, the whole fan thing. We're like, oh, we need more movies. We need more movies, like shit.
Mm-hmm.
That was cool. I ended up digging it. I remember people was mad at 5 at first when it first came out, but then I was like, bro, watch that shit. That shit was actually fire. And then they came out.
I like the meta-ness of it in regards to them making fun of the requels and all that shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, cool. Like you know what you are. You know what you are. You're not trying to be something you're not, and you're cracking. You can make jokes at your own expense.
I love that they brought that Randy vibe back. That's what I called it, the Randy vibe. You feel me? They brought that Randy vibe. Cause motherfuckers was mad that he died in part 2. That's a lot of people was mad that Randy. They even put it in 3. They was like, "Oh, Randy died." Cause remember they made the black dude
so this was the thing from 2 days ago. The original plan for Scream 7 was for Melissa Barrera, who plays Sam, to return as one of the lead characters after first appearing in Scream 5 and its sequel Scream 6. But after she was fired from the project, they decided to bring back Neve Campbell as Sidney Prescott for the lead.
So who the fuck about to try to kill Sidney there?
You know what? The only way I think it will work is if they made Sidney the killer somehow. If she just like finally snapped from everybody trying to kill her for all these years and she turned into a killer.
I mean, her and Sam both, when they win in they movies, they killed them motherfuckers the same way the killer was killing people. So I always said that both these bitches is some killers. Like, bruh, Sidney.
Yeah, she was fired from the set. She was fired from being the lead after they called her anti-Semitic for supporting Palestine. And then after that, Jenna Ortega was like, bye.
Yeah. And Jenna already got a bunch to work on too on top of that. So it's like, I ain't losing no cheese off that.
Fuck no. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. They have to come with something crazy good, but I just feel like, hey, let it be.
They ruined that. They ruined that shit.
Yeah, let it be. Because Ghostface and Michael is my favorite 2 slashers, and I just hate for y'all to fuck it up. Y'all got lucky with Scream 5 and got able to go to 5 and 6. But don't fuck it up.
They got 2 years to figure it out. Well, not even 2. They got a whole year to figure it out because it's supposed to start filming in December, and then it's supposed to come out February 2026.
Right.
That's like if they try to come out with another Halloween now. Like, y'all put this nigga in the blender. There's no way. Like,
well, they did that whole bullshit in that movie where he was like passing on this evil essence through the eyes.
But he killed him. That nigga died.
Bruh.
He was a pussy.
I don't know.
He didn't deserve the mantle. I was so mad that Michael even decided to finally give up his gift to somebody like that.
That was annoying. That whole thing was annoying to me because I'm like, this is what I assumed they were gonna do because they had the first movie was all about not Sydney. Oh my god, I'm blanking on her name.
Laurie.
Laurie Strode's character getting like her revenge and being her dealing with that. Then her daughter in the next movie. And then I figured the third one would be about like her granddaughter. Like, okay, it's a lineage thing of them all getting over their uncle. But when in the third movie, you go to like, we gonna switch it up to like, yeah, we just gonna introduce this new dude. We'll have him be painted as a killer because Michael did some shit one night, and then he's just gonna snap, and then become like a fanatic of. That's another thing. I'm tired of the fanaticism when it comes to this. Like, that's such a cliche way to pass on a killer's lineage now. Is having a super fan just like get it, or like a super fan get killed. I'm like, at this point, I'd rather, because the whole thing they had around Michael Myers when he first developed was the idea of him being a troubled child, and the reason he even started killing was because he saw his sister having sex, and in his warped mind he saw stabbing as doing this. He was like imitating sex by penetrating with a knife, and that was like his whole weird psychosis. So I'm like, okay, it would have been cool if he would have like maybe seen like another mental health patient there. If you really want to do the mantle thing, let it be somebody mentally troubled and not just be a super fan. Where he's like, okay, he actually interacted with Michael in the not the penitentiary, but the asylum and whatever else. And then he developed that through that. But I hated the idea of just like this dude, whenever you introduce a supernatural into Michael Myers, I feel like is when stuff kind of gets wonky. Like the third one, I think, The Curse of the Witch. Like the third one, it's a cool movie, but I was like, all right, he's a demon baby now. Is that what we're doing? We're making him a demon baby?
Well, yeah, they said the nigga, the fucking company, they did a spell or whatever. Which honestly, I respected that because it makes sense about how this nigga keep coming back to life. Right, got shot in both eyes. He done been blown up. Got his hands cut off. He done been burnt. All kinds of shit. So like that part gave him coming back to life sense. But it's like, I'm glad they never like fully harbored on it to where like supernatural shit just kept happening in Halloween. But that was cool. But Season of the Witch was, I mean, it gave us a understanding of why this nigga can come back after all of these situations.
I'm glad they retconned that. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. But Michael Myers, unlike a lot of other slashers, he has 3 lineages. So depending on where you go after watching the first 2 movies, there's literally 3 official timelines for the Michael Myers story. There's a timeline where he just killing and he has a supernatural thing going on. Then there's a timeline where Laurie Strode is no longer his sister. It's just a bitch that got away and he determined to get her. In Halloween H2O, she had the son. And then they knocked him off and then turned it into the 3rd timeline where, now the son's no longer. She has a daughter now. And, yeah, we gonna move on like that. I'm like, oh, cool. I mean,
well, the new one, they retconned it with this new one where they said, like, everything else before doesn't matter. So the way the timeline works now is the first one and then the new one that has Jamie Lee Curtis, Laurie Strode's character being older. But then, like, the Halloween... Halloween ends the 3rd one. I can't remember what the second one was called. Was it Halloween Kills?
Halloween Kills.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like the new official one where like to your days, like what you said, where they're not related. He just got away, and I'm like, okay, I thought it was cool to kind of retcon that again and kind of make it clean because I didn't really like Rob Zombie's Halloween like that. I thought the Michael Myers looked cool, but I hated how like gringy and like
I hated the story.
Yeah, they gave him too much motivation. Like Michael doesn't need this much motivation to be a killer.
Yeah, and then it was the whole, like, I don't know, bro. It was just the Rob Zombie Devil's Rejects touch to it. And I'm like, I fuck with Rob Zombie, don't get me wrong. But, like, for this, I was like, I'm not really feeling that. I'm not feeling it.
If it was an original kill, I think it could have worked better. I just don't like the idea of, like, when you create a character whose whole thing is just, like, it's supposed to be random. He just kills to kill. But then you give me like 30 to 40 minutes of him getting this backstory of him being bullied and being in an abusive family and da. I'm like, okay, it's just too much origin story for a guy that's supposed to just be a shape and just be a indistinguishable killer. Like he's just supposed to be wandering around and killing people at random. Yeah. Just because he's not because he snapped because he was bullied and all the other stuff went on. Because at that point, it's like, all right, you want me to feel sorry for him, and I shouldn't feel sorry for him.
Yeah, because he was already crazy as a kid. The original story, they was talking about how the nigga used to torture animals and rats and all kinds of shit in the house. And even as a baby, he was disturbed. And it's fucking... Like, when they did fucking Halloween Revenge with fucking goddamn Busta Rhymes and them, and they kind of gave the story about the house and shit, I was like, yeah, that shit hard. It's like creepy as hell.
They had him, in the first one, they had him like he was eating animals in the house. Like when he got back to the house, he was eating cats and dogs and shit to stay alive, like for hunger and shit.
Speaking of slashers, have you ever seen Slasher?
The show? The Netflix? No. I think I've seen the first season where they had Buddy that played the Red Ranger and SPD on there. Well, I think that was him. I don't know if that's
it is him. It is him.
Yeah, I've seen that.
I was gonna watch it again because I needed something to. I think I'm just going to do a review for Wednesday because I've yet to do one because I needed something for Halloween. But I saw it pop up again, and while we're talking about like timelines and things like that, it reminded me of Slasher because the seasons as they are in the show are backwards. So season 1, the one with the guy from SPD, I think is actually supposed to be the 3rd one, and then the 3rd season I believe is supposed to be season 2, like in the way that they have the story being told. So all of the seasons are related to each other, and people from each season appear in the other seasons, and all of the episodes are also all the episodes are also told out of order. I don't like non-sequential things, but it ended up making sense, and I was like, oh, okay.
I didn't watch it. I started it, and I think I got like 3 episodes in and just stopped for whatever reason. Like I don't remember not liking it per se, but it just didn't keep my attention, I guess, when I started it back then.
I loved it. Whenever people are like, "Oh my god, I think you're so disturbed," I'm like, my brothers watched it too, so they are just as disturbed.
That's your way to say that you're not disturbed alone.
They are equally as disturbed as me. I'm not the only one. I'm not
But
disturbed
all
alone.
alone, she forced them to watch it like you niggas move.
I didn't. So I was actually watching the first season because it's like he's not a knight, but he's the executioner is the killer for the first season.
Right.
So
Crazy.
and
Yeah, but the knife was crazy.
yeah, the
That's
executioner
crazy.
is the one in the first season. So I was watching it by myself, and slowly they started to come into the room. So Kirkland came down first, and he's like, "What are you watching?" I was like, "Slasher." After the first person is murdered, and he's like, "Oh," he sits down. Christopher then comes to the top of the stairs and is like, "What are you guys watching?" And I said, "Slasher." He's like, "Oh, that thing on Netflix?" I said, "Yes." Then he comes downstairs. Then Ashley's like, "What are you guys watching?" And we're like, "Slasher." She's like, "Oh, snap," when another thing happens on the screen. And then she comes downstairs. So I didn't force any of them, but when I went to go turn it off because we've been watching it for 9 hours, they were like, "What are you turning it off for?" Because we've been
9
down
hours
here for
crazy.
9 hours.
9 hours is
Touch grass, nigga.
9 hours is crazy.
Oh,
If it's
because
not
we've
good,
been
I'm
watching
looking
it for
for it.
9 hours. Because we watched
Hey.
all of the first season and then we started into the second season. I was
That's
gonna
my
turn it
favorite to
off.
see him interview with a vampire season because I've like since we started watching it together, I have not watched another episode.
Me
I need to
neither.
catch up on it. I need to catch
I
up.
have to go
I'm so
back and watch
behind.
it
What y'all
again.
doing? Y'all rewatching it?
No, I just haven't watched it at all. That second season.
The second
Oh.
season I stopped because, one, because y'all talk during
Y'all
the
let me and
entire
Con-
episode. And I was like, I will watch it again. I didn't hate the episode because I thought the episode was great. But I did not go back to watch it again.
That was a little fun. That was a little funny watch party. Hey,
Yeah.
me and Con, hey, you put me and Con on and we didn't turn back. Me and bro was texting each other like, "Hey, bro, did you see that shit?"
Yep, I have to go back and watch it because I really do like Interview with the Vampire. So
I wish my friend would get out of his high horse. I miss talking to my bros. He's an asshole.
Hey, I'm letting that be what it be. Y'all figure that shit out.
I can't.
Speaking
Ain't
of
got
niggas
nothing
on
to
high
do.
horse, Kaori, get your shit together and go watch the Penguin, nigga. Shit is
Oh
so
my
fucking good.
God,
bro.
did y'all watch that episode the other night? I was so mad. It took
Yes,
7
nigga.
days, bro. I was fiending for that shit, bro. I kept checking like, damn, 6 days done went by. It's
I'd be
just,
so
bro.
mad. I'm like, I gotta wait a whole week to watch another episode of this shit. Cause it's so
I'm
good.
So
Colin Farrell
because
is so good, bro.
I'm-
Duke actually was saying something to me about the penguin. So somebody shared a clip of the penguin on TikTok, as they often do, and I sat and watched that clip. It was like a 5-minute clip. I sat and cut that clip off after a minute and a half.
Something wrong with you. Something wrong with you.
Which
I get
is
you don't
crazy
Batman,
because-
damn.
But there's no Batman. He's not even mentioned. Like,
He's
there's
not-
no
he's not in it.
Batman.
I know there's
Like,
not.
I feel
Batman.
like you would like the Penguin, bro.
I just said
Like,
I was
it's
just
dark.
not interested. I think it's just that I don't like Colin Farrell.
You can't even
I
tell
don't
us
know,
Colin
bruh doing
Farrell.
his
Like,
shit.
he's a different nigga.
Yeah,
like,
bruh
I
doing
didn't even
his
know
shit.
it was him in the movie when he was like in the Matt Reeves movie.
When they did the trailer for the Matt Reeves Batman, and he was on screen, or they said it was going to be the Penguin, I was like, I wonder who's playing the Penguin. And I never went to look it up, but a trailer came out where they had the Penguin's face, and I was like, that looks like Colin Farrell in aesthetic.
You're fucking
Like,
lying. Yeah,
I was
I'm
like,
sorry.
who is that? And he was like, Christopher was
That's
like,
cap as fuck. That's cap as
no,
fuck.
I would because
Dang,
I've seen him in different. I've seen him doing like different things, and I was like, that looks like Colin Farrell, but I may be tripping. And I was like, Christopher, who's playing the Penguin? And he was like, I don't know, Colin Farrell, I think. And I went to go look it up, and I was like, oh,
Ain't no way, bruh. Ain't no way. You seen that nigga
Bruh.
in full makeup.
We
and
did
some-
a whole Batman.
I was like, I don't want to.
We did a whole Batman review and didn't even know that was that nigga and didn't even mention him. Like, we was like, the Penguin.
That makeup is
Bruh.
crazy on that nigga, bro.
I mean, I'm not saying that it's bad or anything. That's really good makeup. And I was like, but when he came on screen, I was like, because if you've watched like a bunch of Colin Farrell movies, which I have, he has all of these, because different actors have different tells when they're doing like when they're acting. So they do different things with their face. And so when I've watched Colin Farrell movies, I've noticed things that he does with his face. The same with Eddie Murphy when he does his stuff. The only time that I didn't know someone was Eddie Murphy was in Norbit, when he was
yeah.
the old man. I did not know that was him until after the movie was over. I was like, oh, okay, he was playing him, but he also does stuff with his face. So when they have on prosthetics, they still do stuff with their face. And so when he was on the screen in the trailer, and I can't remember what it is that he does with his face, but I know it when I see it. And I was like, that looks like Colin Farrell. I said I haven't seen Colin Farrell do a movie since Fantastic Beasts. And so when Christopher said that, and so when Christopher said that, I was like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, bro. I think I've seen somebody talk about it. There's not too many actors I know that can just become a different person like that, to where it feels like you've been that person your whole life. Like I feel like that nigga's been Oswald Cobblepot his entire fucking life. Because the way you got that accent down, that little Jersey accent down, that little fucking waddle and shit, the body, not even just the acting with your face and the vocal inflections and all that good stuff, but just like the body acting of the waddle he does and the way he moves his body. I'm like, bro, you fully.
I said that I was going to give it a try, but I was going to wait until it was over.
And you didn't even get to you didn't see my girl, Christina, what's her name? Oh my God, I'm blanking on her name.
The one where everybody's talking about something, I can save her.
Oh yeah, I can save her.
Yeah, I've seen clips of her too. I have to turn.
She going crazy. This show is just, like, I haven't been hooked on a show like this in a little bit. Maybe like Game of Thrones type things where like I'm genuinely disappointed every time the episode ends. I'll be like halfway through and I'll pause it to see how much I got left to be like, all right, cool. I got a little bit more to go before I have to really get disappointed for another week to wait.
I was hella mad about that last episode. That shit was so fire. Especially when it ended with her breaking in. And this nigga Vic heard that shit, bro. And I'm like, bro, what are you like? Where your thing
Vic's
at?
so
Like,
green,
what you,
bro? He's so green.
He hella green, bro. That nigga's so green. And I'm still sitting there. I'm like, well, we all know in the comics that the nigga mama get knocked off. But I'm like, is she gonna do it or what? Like, cause she stood there seeing them having that moment. I'm like, what's she gonna do with the crowbar? Like, what's about to happen? Like,
cause she knew that was his mom. Cause she had that whole. She
knew because she was singing Oswald.
She had that whole conversation with Buddy, I think with Salvatore. She was like, yeah, he ain't got no family left. He said his mom died. Yeah. He was like, damn, you about to kill this dude, mama. I'm just ready for Oz to be, because they had him he was kind of like a bitch for a little bit, I ain't gonna lie, for like the first half of the season, where he was so like subservient.
He was,
and I'm like, okay, when is he about to be the penguin for real? He ain't the penguin yet. He Oswald right now. But I think we about to see him go for Oswald.
He ain't as pussy as he was in Gotham though. This Oswald just was like, okay, I understand y'all the bosses. I'm abiding by that. But he wasn't like no pussy though. Like, yeah, regular Oswald in Gotham, bro, was
I couldn't stand that nigga for the longest.
That nigga was a hoe. He got pushed over, hella shit. But this one, he doing his thing. He got a crew, bro, doing his shit.
I'm kind of scared because I know. It's like this has to end one of two ways. Either he has to kill Sophia, or Sophia got to bow out. Because by the next movie, he like the Penguin has to still be like the Penguin in power. Because I doubt they go into the next Matt Reeves Batman movie with him being like still trying to fight for power and shit. Like he's gonna be a big dog.
Man, bro, gonna knock both. I think he about to knock both of their ass off.
Man, I don't want her to die so early though, bro. I think it'd be insane. I don't think he'll come back for another season.
It'll most likely be probably like the end of the season, because I think they gonna make Sal his biggest issue, because he took Sal's whole family. He just killed that bitch brother.
Well, that's her only family that supported her for real, outside of her mom.
For real.
So I'm like, she may crash out.
But I ain't gonna lie.
Go ahead.
I spazzed out, but that nigga Alberto was talking hella shit.
Cash shit.
I was like, hold on, bro. Like, hey, your daddy was him. You really not him, so I'm not afraid of you at all. You really don't have no power, little nigga, but you not about to talk to me crazy like that. Man, that nigga must stop. Boo, 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 boo. I loved it, that part. I was like, oh, yeah, no words, no nothing. He just whipped out and blasted the bitch nigga.
This show definitely made me respect Matt Reeves as a writer. Well, I don't know how much he wrote in this show, but as a director, I respect him a lot more with this show. Him and the writing team for this show did spectacular things with like developing these characters, giving them motivations, giving them like little quirks too. Like, so you said to your point with Oswald, I love that he has that quirk of like, he's like getting made fun of or like looked down upon. And he'll fucking snap real quick when that happens. It's little, because you can see it coming. When you give them quirks like that and you have a scene go on, you can see what's about to happen coming, or they can fake you out with different things like that from the writing aspect. But yeah, I didn't mean for this though be a whole review into the show and shit like that. But again, it's ended up being a longer conversation than I wanted. I'm glad we have it because it gives me some shit to put up on the damn channel because I've been in a writing block spout for like a week, being tired of shit. So I'm gonna try to get some stuff recorded today and get it knocked out. So yeah, you guys can thank you guys for watching this. If you're here for this long, you can expect this, and I think I'll be doing a review on the Spirit Fist demo that's on Steam right now. I'm gonna record a little bit of gameplay of me playing through that and probably put that up on the channel. And then there's some scripts that I'm working on. Again, the Pro Star video, I think I've hinted at that for a little bit. If y'all aren't aware what that is, it's that 90s cartoon with Jordan, Wayne Gretzky, and Bo Jackson from back in the day when they were superheroes on a superhero team.
Yeah.
It's some of the funniest shit that I remember being a kid watching on VHS. So I'm about to do a little video on that. And I'm also working on the Revenge Story script with my boy Ethan. Me and him are co-writing that. And we're sitting down getting that together. So I got some big videos coming in. November's gonna be a lighter month for me in regards to the bigger videos. I'm trying to save some bread for the birthday month in February. I have some trips to go do, some things to get done. But yeah, y'all, thank y'all so much for all the support this October. October's probably been one of the more successful months in regards to people just watching the content. So I appreciate y'all for that. And if you guys are also looking for more stuff that's not just me to watch, you guys can look up my cohorts here. Dr. Kaori Knight has like 15 channels, so I'll let her introduce those. I know Ju is really, I don't know if you officially launched it yet or if you're getting ready to launch the SOD podcast soon on YouTube as well.
Yeah,
I'll let y'all introduce y'all stuff because I don't know all y'all niggas platforms like that off top.
Well, since I only have one, I'll go first this time. Yeah, you can just find me on the SOD podcast, Situations of Deliberations. Those are with Z's, not S's. I'm on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. You can just type in the SOD podcast. You'll find me faster that way than trying to type in Situations of Deliberations. Because I know, like my boy said, not consumer literacy, but just spelling literacy is at an all-time low. So I don't want y'all struggling trying to spell that shit. Your spell check ain't working. But yeah, the SOD podcast, man, check me out. I got one video up there, got a few reels up there, and I got more conversations coming soon for surely.
Yeah, when you get the channel, man, you can make an app for it that's like shorter. Like you just make it like at SOD podcast, and people can put that at into the YouTube search bar and it'll pull them right to the channel.
All right.
But
yeah, we under development though. We're
Dr. Knight, what at channel 3, channel 5.
Whatever. Y'all can always go to Nerd on the Street on YouTube and Instagram, and Kaori's Corner for movie and show reviews, and then my actual main one, which is the doctor's office. The doctor's office, of course, where you can get your proper diagnosis and prognosis and everything comics and comic book characters. And we just hit 400.
Yeah, 400 subs on her channel. Hey, people, all my niggas eat, man. All my niggas successful for real. We about to be there. But yeah, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Again, this has been Captain Diesel, Juicifer. I'm cutting.
Juicifer.
I saw this fucking
Beetle. I heard Beetlejuice coming in somewhere.
I was about to say your name and then I read your thing you have said in here and it fucked me up.
Juicifer.
Shout out Dr. K for the name. You feel me? I've been fucking with it ever since,
me.
man. And it's Halloween month, so you know I had to keep it up for Juicifer.
Right.
I almost typed in Straww Hat, but I was like, no, it's still Halloween. Juicifer.
Shout out Juicifer, aka Straww Hat Juufy, and Dr. Kaori Knight. This has been Captain Diesel, Captain Diesel's Dojo, and
you're now watching the captain.
and we'll see y'all later. Peace.